What is an anomaly? An anomaly is a deviation from the expected. For example, if you have a lot of fish all swimming in the same direction together, and one fish of that group turns around and swims the other way around, that one fish that turns around and swims in the opposite direction is an anomaly. Or if you have a group of people that all wear blue shoes and one wears a red shoe, the one with the red shoe is the anomaly. An anomaly is a deviation from the pattern or the norm, or for what expected. Maybe there is no pattern, maybe there is no norm, but it's just an expectation that this is how things are supposed to be. Now, an anomaly when it comes to medical health is problematic because if you have a physical anomaly, it will disrupt the function of the body. And when you abuse drugs or alcohol or whatever, you're causing an anomaly of dopamine and serotonin in your body. So that's why it leads to addiction, all of that. Or if you're under a lot of chronic stress, that can also cause anomalies in the stress levels or hormones of your body. So that's also a problem. But you can ask the doctor or the medical scientist about that. They know it more in depth. What I'm putting out in this video is that when it comes to anomalies, our first response or reaction to anomalies are to avoid them or to treat them with aversion. Why? Because it's not something familiar. It's not something we're used to. We human beings, we prefer things we are familiar with. And there's nothing wrong with that in itself. But if the thing we're familiar with is self-destructive, then we shouldn't remain in the familiar phase. But that's the thing about fallen mankind. Fallen mankind prefers familiarity above all. Fallen mankind wants things to be similar and familiar all the time. And Satan knows this, and that's why demons can easily deceive them and drag them to hell with them. Now look, an anomaly, as I mentioned before, is a deviation from what's expected. So understand the following. Anytime you walk by faith, you cause anomalies around you. For example, let's say that you come from a single-parent household that was quite dysfunctional. Now, people that come from single-parent households in general tend to have mental issues as a result that may take years to recover. And that's what people expect. But if people see you came from a single-parent household and you recovered very quickly, they're going to be shocked thinking, huh? How is this possible? But here's the thing. If you recovered quickly, then people want to know how did you recover so quickly, while most people who came from a similar background as you have long-term issues. Now, in this case, if your explanation matches their own way of thinking, then they will let you go. They will leave you alone. But if your explanation is true, but it doesn't match what they expect, they will take offense at you. Because that means now that the way they look at the situation is wrong and they need to look at themselves. So the fact that something exists against their expectations upsets them. And if it's you that's the anomaly, in their minds, they will treat you as an enemy. If they have no reason to attack you, they will make up a reason to attack you. That's how it goes. For example, let's say now that you go through financial difficulty and nobody helps you. Let's say this happened over and over again. And one day you encounter someone who suddenly helps you out of the blue with a few €100. And he didn't ask anything in return. He just left. That is an anomaly that's going to turn your life around. Because now you could realize, hold on a minute, there are people out there who care. There are people out there who are willing to help you without manipulating you. And then you could realize, hold on a minute, so all the people around have been manipulating me all the time. This awareness caused by that anomaly will also start the people around you. Because all the people around you always came up with the excuse, yeah man, we can't help you, we have it hard too. But now you realize that all those people are just making excuses. Now you realize that those people wanted you to struggle so that they could feel better than you, and that was their security. Their mental security was that they felt better than you. So for them to feel better than you, you had to struggle. So now you realize that people around you were sabotaging you and they were hindering you just so they could get an excessive supply at your expense. Now that you met this individual will help you out of the blue, without any expectation in return, now that anomaly also disrupted the ease of those who were exploiting you. Because now you don't tolerate it anymore. And now they lose their mental stability, which relied on you being the scapegoat. So the world hates anomalies. The world wants you to be similar to everyone else in every aspect. So if everyone is miserable, who do you think you are that you're going to be happy? If everyone has racial tendencies, who are you that you're not a racist? If everyone's being victimized by the government, who are you that you're standing up for your rights? That's how the world is. Everything has to follow the same pattern so nobody will notice anything. And let me tell you one thing, Saint. The moment you manifest prosperity in any area of your life, you will also cause anomalies in the lives of those around you. Because if there's darkness and suddenly you pick up a candle and you lit the candle, the fact that you have a candle burning shuts down the darkness. And because you shut down the darkness, now things around in the room will be visible. But what if it is a dirty room with a lot of rubbish? If there was darkness, then nobody noticed the rubbish. Now that a little candle is burning, all the rubbish becomes visible. Maybe not in detail, but people can see the rubbish. So anytime you operate in the light, you will reveal rubbish around you. You will reveal the abuse of society. You will reveal neglect of the community. You will reveal dumb excuses of the masses. Anytime you operate in any type of prosperity, you will reveal a lot of stuff people don't want to see. You're not actively doing it. You're not an detective that seeks to uproot things and expose all the skeletons people have in their wardrobes. No, but because you just walk in the light on that frequency, you are already exposed to things that you're not even aware of that you're exposing. You will cause a lot of anomalies around you when you walk by faith. And let me tell you, when you cause an anomaly, the world will not appreciate it and the world will come after you to look for a fight with you. It can be that there is a scapegoat that everyone was looking down upon. And now because they looked at your YouTube videos, they became inspired, and now they overcame the violence of the community against them. But because of that now, people lack mental stability because their mental stability relied on the narcissistic supply. So now that the narcissistic supply is gone, a lot of people mentally decompose, and there's an increase in domestic violence in the community. Why is there an increase of domestic violence in the community? Because they've lost their source of narcissistic supply, which was a scapegoat, because the scapegoat was ministered to by you. So you shut down their violence towards the scapegoat, and because of that, now they collapse mentally as a result, and now you have a lot of issues in the community. So who do you think they're going to blame for all those issues? They're going to blame you. They shouldn't be relying on scapegoats to begin with. But things were at ease. Everyone could dump on the scapegoat and things would remain at ease. Just like for something like you see over here. But because there was an intervention, suddenly there's an anomaly. And people will be very upset with anomaly. Listen, just because you do the right thing doesn't mean people are going to be happy with you. Just because you do what's best doesn't mean people are going to praise you for it. And I'm telling you one thing, especially when it comes to finances, anytime you walk by faith and you have financial breakthroughs, all those financial breakthroughs are anomalies. And people will take offense at those anomalies. Because those anomalies imply that now you can have more impact. If you suddenly earn thousands of euros every week, you can easily transform the environment. You could easily reform the whole community without actually saying so. You can behind the scenes arrange things in such a way that you change the whole outlook of a neighborhood, for example, and nobody knows it was you doing it. Now, if you would come out and say that you want to change the neighborhood, people are going to say, who do you think you are? You're just going to change things. But if you have the finances and you do it behind the scenes, there's not much you can do until it happens. But here's the thing, when you have finances, you have a leverage to get things done quicker. And when you have that leverage, it means that other people have to deal with what you do. And because they're not in a position to just stop you, because they don't own the finances, they will seek one way or the other to sabotage you, and when they can't sabotage you, they'll seek a way to get rid of you. I'm telling you, saints, we are anomalies to this world, and anomalies are never treated. with love and care by the world. Anomalies are attacked, anomalies are ignored, anomalies are condescended, anomalies are ruined. Anomalies are killed off. That's what the world does. The world wants a straight line. They want an equilibrium. They don't want this. Well, if this is you, praise the Lord. If you are either this in a positive sense, or you're an anomaly because you're the scapegoat on a negative sense, in both cases, you are dealt with. We are anomalies. So stop expecting to be treated like everyone else. You are an anomaly, saint. Get over it and accept it. Be at peace.